Effectiveness of IUCD. The IUCD is effective immediately after insertion and its effectiveness is comparable to sterilization. The failure or the pregnancy rate associated with IUCD is less than 1% in the first year of use. Women's fertility returns also promptly after an IUCD is removed. The benefits of IUCD. IUCD is a long-term, highly effective and reversible protection against pregnancy. It's effective immediately after insertion and it is suitable for use by most of the women. It is safe for use in breastfeeding women also. Acts as an emergency contraceptive if inserted within 5 days of unprotected sexual intercourse. It is one-time cost, so it is a cost-effective procedure. There is no requirement of daily attention or daily motivation or special attention before sexual intercourse. Immediate return of fertility upon removal of IUCD is also beneficial. There is no drug interaction involved in this, unlike oral contraceptive pills. And it may help protect against endometrial and cervical cancer. One word about emergency contraception. Sometimes the women or the couple may need an emergency contraception when they have had unprotected coitus without the use of any contraception and they are not interested in having a pregnancy. The IUCD can be used to prevent this pregnancy if it is inserted within 5 days of unprotected intercourse. If there has been multiple acts of coitus, then it should be inserted within 5 days of the first act of unprotected intercourse. IUCD can reduce the risk of pregnancy by 99.9%. And the advantage is also that once inserted for emergency contraception, the same IUCD can be left in place to prevent pregnancy for a longer period as long as the woman desires or until the IUCD remains effective or until the lifespan of the IUCD. The side effects of IUCDs are temporary and they are generally not harmful and subside within a few months of insertion. About these side effects, we should counsel the patient. The menstrual changes may be there. There may be increase in the duration of the menstrual flow, or there may be increase in the amount of menstrual flow per day, or maybe the duration is same. Or sometimes there may be intermenstrual spotting or light bleeding. This may happen during the first few months of insertion. The patient may develop discomfort or she may feel discomfort or she may have cramps during the menstrual bleeding after the IUCD insertion. Some women have backache during the insertion or after the insertion of IUCDs. So all these side effects we must explain to the patient before insertion of the IUCD and tell her not to worry about it. There are certain limitations of the IUCD. Though they are suitable for most women, but it requires a mandatory pelvic examination before insertion. Also, it does not provide protection against sexually transmitted diseases or HIV infection, unlike barrier methods. Now, talking about contraindications. If the woman is pregnant, of course, it is a contraindication for IUCD insertion. If there is a significantly distorted uterine anomaly because of maybe multiple fibroids or maybe because of some uterine congenital anomalies, then it is contraindicated for IUCD insertion. If a woman has experienced unexplained vaginal bleeding, which could be due to AUB or DUB or maybe continuation of pregnancy problems or it could be because of pelvic malignancy. So, if there is a history of unexplained vaginal bleeding, we do not advise IUCDs for the contraception. We have to investigate the woman for the cause of this bleeding, treat her, and thereafter maybe she is suitable for IUCD. Then, if there is a gestational trophoblastic disease history and there is a persistently elevated beta HCG, that also is contraindication for IUCD. If the woman is having some ongoing pelvic infection, then we do not advise IUCD. Woman with the history of severe dysmenorrhea, it is a relative contraindication. Better not to introduce IUCD for her because she may develop more dysmenorrhea. Additionally, contraindications for copper T are Wilson's disease and copper allergy. And additionally, the contraindications for hormonal IUCDs or LNG IUCS are women with history of liver disease or history of breast cancer. Also with history of severe arterial diseases, we do not advise LNG IUS because it involves the hormonal treatment. Progesterone is every day going to be released in her system. So when the woman is suffering for these diseases, it is contraindicated to put LNG IUS. There are some relative contraindications. A nulliparous woman generally is not advised to have IUCD because she may have more chances of expulsion. Also, as I told you, uterine anomalies also they have more chances of expulsion and also perforation. Woman may be having bicornuate uterus or septate uterus. So, better not to have IUCD introduced for her. Now, let us know what are the types of IUCDs. I have already told about the first, second, and third generation. It is the same thing. There are non-medicated IUCDs, that is Lippes loop, and medicated IUCDs containing copper. These the examples are copper T200, copper T380A, multilode 250, multilode 375 and Novati. Then there are medicated IUCDs containing hormones. One example is LNG, which contains levonorgestrel. These are some of the pictures. You can see this is a Lippes loop, and this is known as open type of IUCD because an intestine cannot get entangled into this. This is a plastic IUCD. It's a first generation IUCD. This is the second generation copper T380 with a copper wire on the vertical stem and sleeves of copper on the horizontal arm on either side. The next one is the left side is the copper T, where the right side is the multi-load. The arms are not horizontal. The left side you can see the horizontal arms with copper sleeves and copper wire on the vertical stem, whereas in the multi-load copper wire is on the vertical stem and the arms are fin shaped. So therefore, whenever we insert this, we have to just remove the outside applicator. We have to just insert straight with the applicator in the uterine cavity and remove the outer applicator. Whereas for the copper T, we need to do a withdrawal technique where the inside, the plunger, there are two, plunger and the outer tube. The plunger is held steadily, whereas the outer inserter is withdrawn, which releases the horizontal arms in the uterine cavity. I'll explain to that later. This is a Novati 380, again the copper wire on the vertical stem. One more picture, multi-load 370, the fins of the arms and Novati. and you can notice that all of them are having a tail, a thread attached to the base of the T. I have shown all the IUCDs are having tail, right? Okay, including the first generation or Lippi's loop. These tails will be hanging in the vaginal cavity. They will be outside the external os. This is one more picture of various types of IUCDs. This is the Lippi's loop and Safety coil. This is a copper T200B, copper T380. This is another 220C. This is a Nova T and a copper 7. Copper 7 dimension it is smaller, and sometimes it's advised to be used in nulliparous woman. And this is the copper fix on the wire with the knots on either side. This is again copper T380, then multi-load 375 or 220, that tells the amount of copper there, and accordingly its lifespan will be increasing if there is more copper available. And this is a levonorgestrel IUD. Just for explanation, one IUCD I am showing, Nova T. As you can read, Nova T380 is an intrauterine device. It is made of polyethylene and wound with the copper wire with silver core on the vertical stem. The surface area of the copper is 380 millimeters square. So that 200 and all, that means 200 millimeters square or 250 millimeters square. The failure rate in IUCDs with less than 300 millimeters square is more compared to more than 300 millimeters square of copper. The polyethylene body is shaped as a modified T. It's impregnated with barium sulfate. All these copper T's are impregnated with barium sulfate for easy identification later on if required on ultrasound or on X-ray. The removal threads, which are pigmented with iron oxide, are attached to the base of the vertical arm of the T. You can see here there is a thread. You can see how big it is. Compare it on the palm. You can see the vertical stem with copper round around it, copper wire, and on the horizontal there is a copper sleeves and there is a tail at the base. Illustration of one IUCD, the dimensions IUCD 380A. Shape is T-shaped. Dimension is 3.6 centimeter long and 3.2 centimeter wide. The copper wire is on the vertical stem and also horizontal arm is copper wire. Sometimes there is copper wire and sometimes there is copper sleeves on the horizontal arm. The surface area of the copper is 380 square millimeters and material of the string is polyethylene strings. Again, same picture for comparison of the size. What are the indications for copper T? Woman who is not having any contraindications for IUCD can be inserted with IUCD if she is desirous of temporary contraception and IUCD as a contraception is acceptable to her. So, indication is for spacing of pregnancies and sometimes, as I explained, for emergency contraception, and sometimes in a woman who has had synechias, intrauterine synechias, and synechiolisis is done. Post synechiolisis, we keep the IUCD in the uterine cavity because, as I said, the potential cavity will get converted to actual cavity and it prevents the additions of the uterine walls. Anterior posterior uterine walls are kept separate and there is no additions. LNG IUS can also be used apart from contraception for various other indications like premenstrual syndrome, then dysfunctional uterine bleeding, adenomyosis, endometrial hyperplasia, endometriosis. All in this, it can be used to reduce the pain and for bleeding control, because consistent amount of progesterone will be released, and that is why it will reduce the pain and it will control the bleeding. And it can also be used for perimenopausal hormone replacement therapy. Insertion. Insertion of the IUD can take place at any time during the menstrual cycle, provided you are sure that patient is not pregnant. Before insertion, bimanual examination is done, and uterine sounding is a must to know the uterocervical length, and also we will know on PV examination uterine position, whether it is anteverted or retroverted, anteflexed or retroflexed. Now, timing of insertion, there are various timing. It could be interval, or it could be post-abortal, or it could be post-delivery. So, in interval, if you are certain that patient is not pregnant, then generally we introduce within 10 days of LMP, because in the second half of cycle, that is in luteal phase, there is a chance that she may be pregnant, and there is a chance that there may be ectopic pregnancy. So to avoid that chance, we introduce this generally within 10 days of LMP after the bleeding stops. It is not a must that the bleeding should stop. It can be introduced even while she is having her menstrual flow. Then you can also insert it immediately after one IUCD is being removed. You can immediately replace it with the second IUCD. So if the woman is switching from another method of contraception which she has been using consistently and correctly, you can immediately insert the IUCD. And after delivery, after 6 weeks, anytime you can deliver, provided, as I have told already above, after the menstrual period within 10 days, or if she is on some other IUCD, if she is wanting to change it, maybe that lifespan of that IUCD is over, and you can remove that, and immediately you don't have to give 1 month gap or something. Immediately you can put another IUCD. Giving the gap is not good, because sometimes they conceive in that cycle if they don't use any other alternative contraception like barrier method. Now, sometimes woman comes for abortion or MTPs, or she comes with incomplete abortion, or she has just aborted a fetus and she comes. So when can we introduce the IUCD post-abortion? So after surgical abortion, we can introduce immediately or within 12 days of abortion procedure. But we should make sure that there are no retained products of conception and uterus is empty. Also, there should be no infection or injury to the uterus. In case there has been infection or injury during abortion, then it has to be taken care of, it has to be treated, and thereafter we can introduce IUCD.